Hello and welcome to the FizCast, brought to you by the Fiz Kidz. Today, we're going to talk about the coronavirus, our favorite Nintendo consoles, and innovations in television technology. Join us as we talk about all these things and more.
Emphasis on word tech. God, what? Colin, you want welcome back to now we're gonna go to our next segment.
Yeah.
Literally, like, we're gonna go to our next segment. Tech.
We're going to talk about tech.
I didn't even catch that. I was just like, he was like, imagine this, and I was like, starting to imagine. All here's.
Welcome back to the FizCast. I'm Chris.
I'm Colin.
I'm Zach.
I'm Logan.
And I'm Andre.
And we're the FizCast.
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 Fiz Kidz. Actually,
We're the
Fiz
FizCast, dude. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Fiz Kidz podcast. It's been a long time coming for this one. Whether or not the upload dates reflect that. We've been, I don't know if it's right to say busy, because we've just been failing to record for the
It's been about a
channel.
month,
But
right?
yeah.
We all have school. It's hard to meet up.
Yeah.
Too.
Or we just have plans.
Some of us have to go eat with our parents at 7. So.
okay, wow. Some of us are slotted to work from like 10 to 7 because of their boss.
Of their boss.
Their boss.
The
I'm
boss.
the boss right now.
Bro, I'm gonna call this. I'm calling this man out right now.
Dude, I'm telling you.
So I mean, a lot has happened in the past month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the big one is the coronavirus. I believe.
Oh, yeah. And that's me. So last time...
You are the coronavirus.
You are the coronavirus.
You bet. So last time, we had a couple predictions about what the coronavirus would do. I think we were pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
We were pretty close.
Little off.
I'm pretty sure those like camps of Muslim people not doing too good right now. Aside from that, everybody else is also not doing too good right now. I believe it is. I believe it is 56 countries in every continent, but like Antarctica right now has some confirmed coronavirus cases.
I believe the first case in the U.S. where it had unknown origins was a few days ago.
Was that California, maybe? Or
It
was Seattle.
I think it was in Seattle.
Yeah.
So we're recording this. Is it the 28th?
Yes.
Yeah, 28th.
Yes. So that's what I mean a couple of days ago. So like the 26th,
Yeah.
25th is around when that news came out.
I mean, I know 2 weeks ago it was probably in half the countries that it spread to now. I know within just the last couple of days, and this was in an updated article today, that let me see. It was South Korea, Italy, and Iran. So those have big outbreaks right now. I know Italy at least has been canceling school, like colleges have been let out. I think was there one in? I think it might have been the one
Colleges let out.
like colleges is
Like
just
classes are
canceled.
canceled.
Yeah, they're not having school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High schools and
Because you don't want
colleges.
to risk
Yeah.
spreading it.
I know. I think Sweden has banned all gatherings of over 1,000 people or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I think that happens in a lot of these,
Well,
in a lot of the places where this is
Whack.
kind of spreading.
Yeah.
But anyway, it said South Korea, Italy, and Iran, and this is from an article that I have. I'll put in the description. Those are the countries with the biggest outbreaks outside of China. And the government's reported that more than 3,500 infections on Friday, that's the total, and that's twice as many as 2 days earlier. So it's kind of, I don't know if that's a large spread or if that's just kind of like when symptoms began to show after such a large spread, but either way, it's kind of
So
intense.
what are the symptoms of the coronavirus?
I think it's similar
Well, that's
to the flu.
interesting because,
Yeah.
huh?
death.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Oh,
all we
you-
just did.
Rarely.
So
rarely.
what they knew last time was that it kind of shows like it's related to SARS, which we talked about.
Yes.
It's like a respiratory
Yeah.
issue. So the big one's pneumonia, and that's
Mhm.
kind of the biggest issue. Your lungs are filling with liquid.
And that's like
And
the
you're back.
symptoms that usually causing like the fatalities, and it's generally in the elderly that's causing this.
Yeah, I think what they're coming up with now is that it may be less intense for the most part. Like I think it's at 80% of cases aren't that extreme, and some people have just thought they had a regular cold or like were feeling weak or something, and then they end up having the coronavirus. So I think the issue is that some people don't realize that they have it because the symptoms aren't as extreme for all people. So.
And I guess the scare is because I saw an infographic recently that said like all the total like confirmed cases as of like whatever date that it was put out, and it said like there was like, I don't know, 86-ish thousand, and out of that I think like 5,000 died, and it was mostly elderly people, and for the most part like it was split into mild cases and severe cases, and the only deaths occurred in severe cases, and even in the severe cases there were people that still recovered completely. So it's like new and scary and everything, but it's really not as like fatal as people are making out to be, unless you are a person that is at risk, which is generally the elderly or the compromised.
And it's hard to tell. I know at first people were like worried that China was suppressing its numbers. I think they still are.
Probably.
But from what we see in other countries, it seems like it may be that it seems that there's a higher percentage of death rates compared to infection rates, but it may be that we're not catching everybody that's infected. I know there has been speculation that it's like the U.S. at least isn't testing as much as they should be. Like they don't have as many tests or something. I think I saw somewhere that they sent out tests, but they were like faulty or something. So I don't know, but I think the biggest thing right now is the Olympics in Tokyo, and they're thinking about like just, I guess, I don't know if they're canceling it or just moving it. If it's a global pandemic, I don't know what level it is yet. I believe the World Health Organization raised its risk assessment to the highest level, which is probably not a good sign. But it seems that that's probably like the biggest effect it would have long term, is if it affects the Olympics.
And I believe I saw it was either a spokesman for the Olympic Committee or a spokesman from like the Japanese that said like, hey, the Olympics are like still going to happen here. And that was fairly recent. Now it's not like that was confirmed, like they came to an agreement, but they're saying like, it's probably not going to be an issue.
Okay. I know it was kind of like a concern because I think there's a lot of cases in Japan, or at least there are some. And then there was that, I believe it was that Japanese cruise liner that was like everybody on board was at risk of infection because they had like 200 passengers confirmed with the coronavirus. I don't know, but have they officially brought all those people home, or are they still
I've not heard anything about that.
Because I know they were kind of quarantined at one point, but I'm sure they can't be quarantined.
Hello.
What? What was that?
Dude, don't even worry.
Okay.
Aren't they shutting off all of the airlines and stuff now? Because I know it's already shut off to China.
I think
it's like
They're talking about it.
they were doing like body temperature scans to like avoid allowing sick people onto planes, but I don't think it worked.
Is it any ill person?
I mean, I think they're just
Or any
just
people
being
that just
careful.
exhibits like signs of a fever?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I don't think it worked very well because it still spread worldwide. And I think that's where it comes back to. Like,
they're just playing Plague Inc. on the easy setting.
Yeah.
So.
Did you hear that? I think China actually banned Plague Inc.
Oh yeah, they did.
They already have the game in real life. So.
Yeah.
They banned it. They're like, hey, none of this pandemic talk. Please get out.
Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. But do you have like any new updates about the coronavirus? Like any news?
I don't think there's much new. I think I've seen some things where like, what?
Okay, so from
There's
just reading the Google top stories, it says new coronavirus case in California, second of unknown origin.
Yeah. So like that's what I was talking about.
know
With,
if
like
that
so there was
just
like the
happened
first case of unknown
that
origin.
was
Now there's
22
two.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
59 minutes. Yeah.
It's-
Okay.
It's some big things. I know.
So when this comes out, it's probably going to be...
Oh yeah, we're probably all gonna be
little
dead.
Yeah,
by the
everybody's
time
gonna
it
be
comes
dead.
out.
No, I'll be fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because
Next podcast will
I
just
believe
be
like the mortality rate for having it like as a severe case for like our age group is like 0.5% or like 0.4%.
Well,
So
that's
it's
nice at least.
so like if you're like a healthy person, you're probably not gonna die.
Yeah, I think vaccines or something were under clinical testing now.
Yeah.
and I also heard, I'm not sure how true this is, but I heard a lot of people saying that Trump's cuts of the CDC and the disease, like I guess epidemic control team specifically, may cause problems with containing the virus in the United States, because I guess like a ton of that like certain division of the CDC was cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Are we doing good on time, Cullen?
Oh, we should probably wrap up here.
All right.
Well,
So,
we'll
That's
catch
the end
up
of the
with that
podcast,
here, so-
guys. We
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
We're back with some more coronavirus.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So anyway, as I was saying, there are a lot of worries that the spread of the virus in the U.S. isn't going to be contained very well because the CDC has been cut a little bit.
Yes, and speaking of like the government, Trump had appointed Pence as the point man for the coronavirus in the United States, which is just interesting if you think about it, because I believe he was in charge of like there was like an AIDS outbreak in Indiana, I believe.
When he was governor, or I don't know if he was governor at the time, actually.
Yeah, but he was in charge of that, and it resulted in people's deaths because of how he went about taking care of it, which really wasn't doing anything.
Well, I watched the video, and he was of Pence, like, at that event, and he was just telling that he was the one that was going to report to the president from the CDC and all the transportation department, all them. Like, he wasn't the one making decisions. They were going to make decisions. He was going to report that to the president.
Why couldn't they just report directly to the president?
I don't know.
It's
But I just saw a lot of like people bashing on Pence, like saying, but I think really what he was just like an in-between guy. Like he's not like making like a decision like this is what we're gonna do.
I don't know. I feel like
that's not what he's supposed to be doing.
yeah, like what does the vice president do? Honestly,
There's a lot that they do that they aren't supposed to be doing.
Yes, but I'm just saying what he said he was going to do in the video is not what people are saying he's not qualified to do.
Well, what he said doesn't mean that that's what he's gonna do,
Yes.
because they've said a lot of things.
You're right.
Like the border wall, for example. So, I mean, I'm quite scrupulous about what they say personally, but if what he's saying is true and he is just a middleman, I don't get why he was given that position at all, considering the CDC can just talk to the president directly.
I mean, dude, maybe they fired that guy.
Maybe.
Or he left. I don't know. It seems like the CDC shouldn't have to rely on the president to make these decisions.
That's
in all honesty,
quite true. And
I should probably have some like self-control, autonomy or something. Like they should be able to say,
especially
hey,
when there's like a current outbreak.
Yeah, like do they just test the people and they're like, who's going to take care of this? Is like, let's call Pence.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
he's gonna
given his
show
track
up.
record, I don't think he should have been the one to be appointed.
Yeah,
Personally, but I'm not trying to get too political.
the only thing I remember about Pence is that he liked shock therapy, right? For,
He
like, gay conversion.
He really liked.
I'm sorry, what?
He really liked. So do you know what like conversion
sorry.
therapy is
I do not.
for homosexuals? So essentially, they thought that, I don't know the specifics, but they would essentially like shock them like with electricity.
Okay.
To convert them from homosexuality to heterosexuality, and I wouldn't say he supported it. Maybe he did, but like
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know what his official stance is,
Yeah.
but
Basically torturing people out of being gay.
yes.
Okay.
I don't remember how involved he was in that. So that might
But
have been-
he was supportive of it, I would say. And so that was a big thing.
yeah,
that
that was
People were like,
years ago, I think.
yes, that was years ago. But when he was like announced as like the running mate for
Yeah, I think for the
And there was
most part.
about also that Hamilton thing. You remember that?
no.
When he went to see Hamilton, and they at the end of the show, like the
Oh,
cast
yeah.
got on there and kind of called him out.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I feel like Pence has been quiet for the most part.
I have
compared to,
not.
like,
I've
Donald
only
Trump.
heard bad
Well,
news.
he's the-
I've only had
he's the
bad.
vice president.
I've only heard bad things.
When is the vice president ever louder than?
True. I've never heard of Joe Biden until
Like-
he was running for president.
Yeah, I honestly thought Joe Biden wasn't as bad as he was until he started running as a candidate,
Yeah.
and then
Because they're vice president, like they're.
What do they like?
They
What do
don't
they
have as
do?
big as a role.
Because I feel like creation of the United States, they were supposed to be like an advisor that kind of like held opposing views because they were the runner-up.
Well,
right?
maybe that's something we can talk about on a podcast, on a short or something. I mean, are we going to get down to the founding of America here?
Try not to hit the table too much.
Like,
by the way, because that's just going to show up right there.
I'm just like trying to think like historically, like I think like originally I think it was supposed to be like a person of like the opposing viewpoints that was supposed to like keep things like balanced and in check.
Yeah, but then what happened was you would want to assassinate the president because then
you would get into power. So
the other party.
When did they change that?
I do not know.
Probably when presidents were being assassinated.
Dude, when
it's not like this was a common occurrence. It's not like
there's been like two, haven't there?
Three.
There was JFK,
Lincoln, and the other guy who just got shot on like the thing, and Teddy, and then Teddy was shot,
but he wasn't killed. He survived that.
And then Reagan got shot, and then he was like, "I hate guns now."
Yeah, I think the other one. I don't know. You probably look it up, but
it was McKinley or something. Wasn't
it was McKinley.
Really?
I think he was the one where they like put him on a bed. And they were like trying to use something to find the bullet, but the bed was messing it up, so they couldn't find it. And then he just died. And they're like, "Oh."
Yeah, they took their dirty hands and they were like, "Let me get in there."
Well, it was William McKinley, and it says that he was shot at the Pan American Exposition twice in the abdomen.
I'm pretty sure someone just literally walked up to him and shot him and said like
basically.
"Yeehaw" and like left.
Or
something. Like literally, it was kind of like
yeehaw and left.
Because I remember seeing it because it's kind of like the lesser known assassination. Was it Garfield?
There was 4. Garfield also was assassinated.
I like how these assassinations, like most of them are just like casual, like you just walk up, "Hey, what's up?" Bang.
I think Garfield might have been the one that was just shot like out of nowhere.
Wasn't Johnson was one that, like Andrew Johnson was a different party than.
There's been a lot of assassination attempts.
Yeah.
I think there was Andrew Jackson, except he didn't really get like shot at.
Bill Clinton had like 6 attempts on his life.
Really?
According to Wikipedia,
dude.
Someone sent a pipe bomb to Barack Obama.
Oh, I remember.
Barack Obama has 4.
Wait, that was
Donald Trump has 3 as of right now. The last one was in October 2018.
I'm honestly surprised that's not higher. I like it.
Dang.
I'm sure there's a lot of people.
But like, you gotta keep in mind that most of these weren't even like people with guns, or like one of them was a Navy veteran sent a letter containing castor beans to Trump.
Well, one of them was apparently from ISIL.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a poisonous bean.
So, I did not know that.
Nice.
But there's been a lot more attempts than there have been of assassination.
How many times has Andrew Jackson just dueled somebody?
I don't know, at least twice.
He just literally, back in the day, people would just get mad at each other and they'd be like, "Hey, you want to beat each other up with canes or you want to shoot each other?"
Okay. A house painter named Richard Lawrence attempted to shoot Jackson with 2 pistols, both of which misfired. Lawrence was apprehended after Jackson beat him severely with his cane.
Yeah.
So he was a hardcore dude.
There was one guy. He tried to assassinate somebody, but both his pistols failed, and then like he gouged their eyes out with a Bowie knife, and then he threw them over an embankment. Right?
That was Henry Clay.
Yeah.
I think what happened was, I think like 5 guys attacked him, and they were just like beating him up. And then he just like got up and like fought him off with his knife and killed like one of them by just like gouged his eyes out. And he's like, "Yeah, you like that?" Even though he was like getting like dunked on.
Dude, who'd win in a fight? Mitch McConnell or Henry Clay?
Henry Clay.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, Mitch is just gonna turtle him. He's like, "What are you gonna do now?"
I guess just kick him.
He's just gonna get in his shell.
I don't know, but back to the coronavirus.
Oh.
Is there like anything else that you'd have to say on the topic?
I mean, aside from all like the spreading it's doing, I still think it's not going to be that bad. I mean, I guess like I don't know how you can conclude whether a virus is that bad or not. I mean, the death count isn't too high. I'm sure it's higher than like most viruses.
Who has like given it its like highest risk?
Highest risk.
So it is a risk. But if you get it, the chances of you dying as a result of it are extremely low unless you are like compromised, if you're already like ill, if you're elderly and stuff. Like most illnesses.
I will admit the effects it's had has been greater than I thought. I think
Yes.
like China's economy is falling now because they're just keeping everybody inside.
Our stock market is falling.
Our stock market's
that too.
falling. I don't think that's 100% because of the coronavirus and all. But
Well, it's
I think
historic.
yeah.
It dropped the Dow dropped 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Plus
the 27th.
Yeah, and then did it drop another 700 today?
I believe so.
Yeah. Maybe even 1,000.
There were some airlines too that stopped sending people to Japan.
Oh yeah, so
they closed out. So
I think
that's also an effect.
Yeah, I think our economy is tied with a bunch of different countries, I'm sure, and it is falling. I don't know if this was just the little thing it needed to trigger the fall because it's been rising.
It's been rising for a while.
For a long time. People have been speculating that it was going to drop for years. And,
I mean, people are always speculating it's going to drop.
well, people are always speculating it's going to drop, but everybody was saying we were kind of due for some kind of recession after we've been growing for 10 years.
Yeah.
I know in maybe 2017, 2018, there was a big drop one day and everybody thought it was the start, but then it just came back up. And I know recently hiring, what's it called? An advisor at the college me and Cullen go to was talking about how companies are starting to slow down their hiring and stuff. Just
Wow,
in
what
case of
college
that.
could that be, Chris?
Dude, I don't even know.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you had to summarize the coronavirus in a few sentences, what would you say?
in a few sentences.
Yeah.
Worse than I thought, but not that bad.
We might all be gone by the next time.
Dude, if it's gonna be the hill I die on. There's gonna only be me left, and I'm gonna be sitting in the middle of this table saying no, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. Worse than we thought, but not that bad.
All right, so that's the coronavirus for you guys, and we'll be back with our next segment. All right, on to our next segment. We're going to talk a little bit about tech. So,
Latex.
So technology?
Technology.
Okay.
Tech, dude.
So what about
it? So, for this, just imagine yourself, getting back from a long day of work, you go and you sit on your couch and you turn on the latest episode of the FizCast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that every day.
People do that.
Yeah. And what's this? A vertical FizCast? No need to worry, though, because we got the TV just for you. All right.
Is that
So at I think it was, what is it, CES? Is that the conference?
Yes. Computer.
Yeah, that was about
electronics.
probably over a month ago. A little over a month ago. The CES 2020 was held, and one of the things that was unveiled there was now rotating TVs, and so casting your phone screen to your TV has become a new popular thing that people do with things like TikTok, and then you got the IGTV.
So
are you saying TVs will have a portrait mode, Cullen?
They will.
Is that essentially what it's saying? Is so if you're watching the
yes.
FizCast on your phone and is it Bluetooth wireless, or do you have a wire to your TV and then you can rotate it so you can watch the FizCast?
You actually every time you rotate your phone, it just rotates the thing. So you just keep doing that.
Yeah. So I mean, the videos that I've seen, and we'll show one on screen, but
you actually got to go up to your TV and just smack it a few times if it doesn't turn.
So I think it's like a remote thing, but they were really slow. So really, I just think it's inconvenient because on your phone, you're doing that stuff real fast. So
yeah,
but it's kind of just so that you can enjoy TikTok and things like IGTV
on the big
on
screen.
your big TV without those annoying black bars, which I get that.
Yeah,
but I think one of the things that we should learn is to do not film vertical. I think horizontal is our normal thing, and I don't think that should change really. But that is going to be changing pretty soon. In 2021, there's going to be the first major film, and it's going to be vertical.
Wow.
So I don't know how
some kind of art piece.
So they're filming it on
you don't even get enough in the shot if it's a vertical
and
shot.
how are theaters supposed to adjust to that? It's you're gonna have that annoying.
Everybody's gonna have to sit sideways.
Yeah, just turn the seats 90 degrees.
I don't know about the movie shot vertical, but I think just in general, I've never had the urge to cast my phone to a TV.
Oh, I've done that plenty of times.
Well, I mean,
if you want to cast videos or something on a larger
for
screen
anything
through your
other
phone.
than just watching videos that are already.
Well, have you ever casted like
I've never
a laptop.
scrolled through Reddit
Yeah.
on a TV.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't make sense.
But see, I feel like it's a solution to a problem that didn't really exist. Because like if I'm wanting to show somebody like something on the TV, I'm not gonna literally turn the TV around to show them better.
Yeah.
Because like the TV already has a bigger screen anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing about TVs. I feel like they're just meant for a different kind of media. In general.
Yeah.
Like, I understand computer monitors. A lot of them have been able to turn horizontally or vertically, I suppose.
Yeah.
For a long time, I've used that myself for like programming because you get
Computer
more code on the
monitors
screen.
are different than what we're talking
Yeah,
about here.
But they're still a display though.
They're like
Yeah.
in between, but they're still meant for a type of media that is more
I feel like
changeable.
I feel like if you have a computer monitor like sideways, then that's probably for like because it's helping your workflow.
Yeah.
And it's not really. This is like for entertainment.
You don't
Like-
use TVs for
If you
work.
have like your monitor like vertical, isn't that more helpful for like programming and coding?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. Monitors make sense, but
Yeah.
PCs
I
have
mean,
more use cases than a
if you
TV
think-
does.
Like if you think about a Word document,
Yeah.
like that fits more for a vertical. I feel like.
Well, I mean, if you think
it
about
works
it,
for.
a TV is just a monitor.
A
Yeah,
TV's
but
just a
they're all
the
monitor.
TV is
displays.
like a monitor. Like the TVs we're talking
It's a
about
display.
are for
Yeah.
like entertainment purposes. Though.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, they're big.
And
that's
what-
what a monitor is for anyway too.
I mean, not
Okay,
all the time though.
we're
What
being-
we're talking about is like for coding, like working.
You're
like
being
that.
a little pedantic. I think monitors
pedantic, dude.
What is pedantic?
monitors are, they're for the PC scape. I believe that a PC has more use cases than a TV is generally used for. Imagine like an entertainment center.
Yeah.
Usually you just have a big TV on a stand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same as like you're not going to have the mouse out and like doing other stuff. Usually it's for, watching something. You're not going to like browse on your TV. You're going to have.
Yeah.
Unless you do that. I know that some people have.
So you don't unless you do.
It's very limited, but I assume, at CES they show off a lot of like.
But see, I feel like
Yeah.
excuse me. I feel like
And the same people that have like PCs, the same people that are using PCs in their living room, like to play games or something, those little like lap mouse pads or whatever, like, aren't the people that want to cast their vertical video to a TV.
Honestly,
I feel like CES is more for like new tech. This is literally what it sounds like. Is like a base mount that has like a motorized thing on it.
Yeah.
So you can just press it and it just.
Well, yeah. I mean, more exciting to me is the kind of like the OLED technology for TVs.
Apart from all that, have you all seen some of these newer TVs it's unbelievable to me on how thin displays are getting
they
these
have
days.
some-
Like I saw one at Costco the other day that was probably like this thin. And it's like a
Show the
4K.
camera. Show the camera.
This thin. But it's so unbelievable on how thin they're getting that it's like you don't even understand how it can be that high of a resolution. Like, I mean, naturally they're going to have like the gigantic thing towards the lower part of it, like about right here for all of the ports and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like when it goes out to the display, it's like kind of insane that it's this.
Yeah.
They have a TV now that literally is like
Paper.
not even thick,
Yeah, they call
like
it
a
paper
poster
thin.
TV, like an actual
and you
like
can like
TV.
roll it up too now. I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And
there's
then
one that like
yeah.
like kind of like a projector. It goes down into its base, and then you press a button and it slides out.
Yeah, that's
and I
pretty
think that's
insane.
an OLED. I think OLED might be what it allows for that kind of thin.
They're just really nice to me, and like
Yeah.
an extremely good picture on that, and it not having to take up that much space.
Mhm.
Like, my gosh, it's like you had picture tubes that were insanely big and like thick, and now you have ones that are like this thin. Like it literally went from this to this to this to this, and now it's like this.
Yeah, I mean,
like that would be the standard for people who
Look
are
at
like
20 years ago, we were using like what are they called, cathode monitors?
Yeah.
Like a giant glass screen, and then they had the
Just shoots like X-rays at your eyes. or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, Yeah.
Not X-rays, but it's like some radiation, right?
yeah. Or how like even with the ports, like
I don't know
back
if it's-
then it was like the three AV cables. Now you just have like USB-C or HDMI.
The ones that like if you break them, they like suck in because they're a vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to mention about this segment is are you guys ever watching YouTube on your phone and you get that vertical ad and you make it full screen and then when the video comes up it's stuck in vertical?
Yeah. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I have
sometimes.
premium.
Really?
I don't do that.
I've never
That
seen
happens
that.
to me. And it's
Imagine
really
using
annoying.
YouTube Music.
Well, I think TVs are getting a lot better, but I don't think that
YouTube Red.
necessarily having
That's
a
our YouTube
motorized vertical display, like turning into a vertical display, is really something necessary.
I don't think.
I think stick to shooting horizontal.
Yeah, I don't think that's where anybody is going. I don't think that's where technology.
There's not enough
is
demand
going.
for that
Yeah,
type of
I mean,
video footage.
CES really is just a thing for like
It's just
showing off what you can do.
I feel like it's just a
Protect-
niche product that like a few hipsters are gonna be like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, I wonder. There's probably never been a TV that turns vertically because there's never been a reason for that. Right?
Well, I think there's more demand now. Just
Some
because
of the
IGTV
stuff I believe at
and-
CES is just for like hyping gimmicks. Like
Yeah.
there's this guy that's sitting there like, maybe we should actually develop a TV that can rotate to vertical when nobody would want that. But we're gonna display it at CES and everybody's gonna be, dang, a vertical
I think
TV. That's
I think the point of CES is to show that stuff off in case people are interested in it, right?
yeah.
Like, did you guys see Xiaomi's new phone concept?
Xiaomi's
it's a
new
Chinese phone company. Like the display wraps around the whole back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's very odd
Like,
looking.
what would be the use case for that?
There's-
Like,
There's really not.
yeah, like
I mean,
I don't remember. I don't
phones
really
naturally
see-
are gonna
yeah.
have like a bait. Like you can't have the screen like this because you can't put a case on it.
And then if you drop it, you're
And like it's like,
down
okay, well I'm gonna
$2,000.
check the weather and then I'm gonna check something else on the back of it, and then I'm also gonna check something on the side of it, and then the other side of it. Then I can look at the actual screen.
Like the only use case I could see is like taking a better selfie picture. But like, what case would you have to take a better selfie picture? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause,
Maybe
like,
we'll
be able
find
to see
out
your
in the
face.
next segment.
Welcome back to the FizCast. So every Simp's favorite Twitch streamer now has a scholarship out. So
That's right.
Who is it?
Pokimane. I was gonna get to that.
Who has
Out
watched
where?
Pokimane?
I mean,
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand if you've watched Pokimane.
hey.
I don't know who she
Sam.
is.
Sam.
Well, okay. Well,
Sam.
what's her stream? What is her stream like? Because I've never watched her.
It's literally just her doing a bunch of donations, and it's like in any type of
Does
stream.
She literally just
She's
sits
just a
there and gets
standard-
money.
Yeah.
So
it's
is it
it's
like-
a standard type of stream. She's just
is it like
she's
play
typically
games?
playing
She
like
plays
she
plays
plays
games.
games and
I
she's
think
like
so.
she's
She got-
good at them, but she's
got
not
big
giving
on
like a
Fortnite.
bad. She doesn't output bad content.
So she's not like
What
a
is the
just
definition of
chatting
that?
streamer. She like does a game.
She does both types of. She
Okay.
she
I
talks
do-
to her fans in some streams, and then she plays games in some streams, and then she'll do like reactions to certain videos in some
What
streams.
games does she play?
Does she
She got
Ha ha ha! He said word wrong.
She got big on
She do be
Fortnite.
playing games go.
What?
She did be playing.
She got like popular off Fortnite.
She
Yeah.
Oh, she
Fortnite.
plays Fortnite.
I think she plays World of Warcraft.
She plays.
She plays
a
She's-
lot.
Smite.
she just started playing CS, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's all.
CS.
Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike.
Bruh.
Chris is like,
Dude.
I gotta watch her.
Dude, Chris about to send-
She just plays a lot of the standard like normie games that you would always
Dude,
associate with.
But essentially-
Fortnite.
There are some simps. No, I'm just kidding. Her fans are giving her money, for donations, and she's decided to give it back. So, from what I'm understanding, every year she's giving away a scholarship for a STEM field,
Where?
which is
and
science,
when?
technology, engineering, and
Well,
math.
I think the first scholarship she talked about was
Was it just the first scholarship?
I think she said she was giving out 2 scholarships, and the first one was for people who were like pursuing esports and school at the same time.
Okay.
Because she said that's what she was doing, and she realizes that's like difficult to do. And then the other one was for like engineering related, STEM related,
STEM, which is science.
because she
technology,
used to be going for engineering.
I see.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
go back up to the
Her mother
Is-
was a teacher.
So is this available to anybody? Like, is this an online application?
The the title of this article that we'll link in the description is Pokimane is to give Poke Esports college scholarship every year forever.
Oh,
So it's an esports college scholarship. So
As
I'm-
long as
But
she
it's
stays
for a
popular,
specific
Yeah.
college. The
because she
one,
won't be able to pull.
at least the one that's for the esports one, is for a specific college.
Okay.
Because they have an esports program.
it's in
Yeah.
California, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in California. I don't know specifically. what
Is it
school
like-
was, but-
dude, when the Fiz Kidz
Yeah,
gonna
the
do some
University of
esports?
California.
Yeah,
Irving.
Fiz-
Yeah.
Dude, Fiz Kidz,
So
We could have a Fiz Kidz CS:GO team.
But I mean, like, it's good
Oh,
that she's
I
doing
thought you were
that
talking about
because she's bringing
No, dude, no.
well, it's like
sorry.
she's bringing in like more awareness to like
Yeah,
esports,
esports.
which is like a what's it called, a lesser known field. Of, like,
Yeah.
other bigger
yeah,
fields.
it's starting to like blow up in popularity.
Wait a minute.
What?
Like, is the degree for esports or is it just
like
esports
people can
in
actually
college?
like.
I'm
get,
assuming,
a degree, I
like,
guess, for
if
it,
you
right?
Esports is like a profession now.
Like if you're
Yeah.
going to college,
It's like,
and you're like playing.
If
you go to college and play football, you get a football scholarship.
Yeah,
but you don't have to study football.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that what it is? I thought like
An athletic scholarship.
because it says here that like
Zach presented it as if it were a major.
Yeah, because like Irving says esports initiative or something like that. I was just assuming that they had like their own like.
I think it's
it's just it's like football, basketball. It's like that. You get a scholarship to come to play. Like there's,
but you
like,
study what you want.
Esports team,
Okay, I get it. I'm just big dumb right now.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
the rise of esports as an actual like seen as an actual competition.
And like that's like I would say because I haven't heard news of like any schools giving out scholarships for people to come and play esports.
Yeah, I mean
that's a new thing.
Yeah,
That's
really.
been coming out. Yeah, like the past year.
as they get more
That's been a
popular
big
and
thing.
make more money, it's gonna happen.
Fortnite, like for colleges, like that really. Fortnite was a bit because like Fortnite has made so much money.
Yeah.
People have made so much money off Fortnite that they've been pursuing that.
I feel like
I think. Sorry, I just want to add something. Real quick.
yes,
Esports has been getting bigger in high schools too.
Yeah.
But they actually in Kentucky they banned Fortnite.
Yeah,
they banned all shooting
Fortnite
games,
in
all
Kentucky.
violent.
They banned
video games, I
Fortnite
think.
from being able to be an esport in school.
Yeah,
Why?
it's not a sanctioned esport. CS:GO isn't either.
Because of the
what about
violence.
Rocket
No
League?
guns,
Do you think they would
Yeah.
No,
ban
Rocket
it?
League is.
No, yeah, it's
Okay,
part of
good.
esports.
Like peace.
The high school
The high school we went.
that we graduated from or are going to graduate from has an esports program now, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they have Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Smite, I think, is a big
Yeah,
one.
yeah, they also
Uh,
have Smite.
But they don't do CS:GO.
See, I
which is
don't
kind of
understand
the-
why they have Smite, but
That's kind of-
Fortnite's not allowed.
I was gonna say Smite involves like fighting other people.
And there's a lot
Because
of
I
there's
think
some
Because
nudity.
Fortnite has
Fortnite's
realistic
mainstream.
guns,
People
basically.
like
They've banned
understand
FPS,
that.
I think.
They hear
Yeah.
Smite and like they probably don't know what that is. They're like,
Well, Smite also has kind of like it's not nudity, but there's enough
There's
in it
cleavage.
where
That's
there's
crazy 'cause, like-
a massive amount of cleavage in it.
Smite is basically just like a synonym for like killing with prejudice. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just banned FPS games.
Uh-huh.
To be
Uh,
honest, what
We
I was
all
going to
play
say
Smite.
is that for all the
Fiz Kidz on Smite.
no, not you. What is Smite's like a MOBA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Tommy Mounts. People may not know him. He played. I forget.
Y'all
if
know
it-
him, right?
I forget if it was Smite or
Shout out
League of
Tommy.
Legends, but he played that a lot, and I was like, no, like I don't, I'm not.
I
I'm
never
not
got
into that
into
kind of
those
stuff.
like League of Legends. I don't
The
know
ones
how
where you
people
have to
play
like
them.
click all the things
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well,
What?
anyways,
like
like,
micromanagement stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you don't have to micromanage in Smite.
Is
You
that
don't?
League of Legends?
No, you don't.
I forget what it.
Okay.
Is it one of the ones where it's like a tower and you
No,
have to
you
like
click,
defend the
you
towers,
click and
then you have
aim.
to
It's
take
literally
the other
just like
towers?
it's a third person. It's a third person. I'm just trying to explain. It's not just click and point.
Is
the
it
whole
like
time,
League?
and there's
It's
not
like League of
micromanagement.
Legends, isn't it?
you have hotkeys, right, for like spells and abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have hotkeys for
Alright.
spells and abilities, but
Okay,
it's not
and then
like
you gotta
it's
wait.
not
You gotta wait
micromanagement.
for the recharge.
It's
and then
not
you're like,
CS:GO,
oh,
that's
it's
the point.
recharged. And
Yeah.
you click it. Yeah.
I just
You're,
feel
you're
like-
one character. It's not like
Yeah.
what was it,
Or an
StarCraft?
RPG, or
Yeah.
it's not like any of that.
It's not like
other
StarCraft
stuff.
where you have like a bunch of individual things and you have to micromanage each one.
Well,
of
yeah.
them.
It's not like a RTS. It's not a real time strategy.
Yeah, no.
But it's like. It's just not something I.
I just-
Oh, that's fine.
I just feel that like they don't add like Fortnite or CS:GO just because they have guns
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
and the whole school shooting
Yeah.
craze stuff that happening.
Anything. Anyway, what I was saying was like for all the hate Fortnite gets, I feel like because it is so popular, it's really boosted like esports into the mainstream more.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of like it's done a lot of good for the entire, I guess, industry as a whole.
Well, like recently, the Rocket League Championship Series. I don't know if it's still going on, but it happened recently, and like having like the pro matches. After that, they actually had college matches for their esports. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
because that was on the official like Rocket League Championship Series Twitch. So there was like a lot of people watching that. Like because
that's really
I think it got up to like over 70,000 like viewers for it. So
Yeah.
I mean.
I think NKU has a Rocket League team, don't they?
Yeah, they
I don't
have.
know if they.
They have a lot of teams actually.
NKU doesn't. I remember one time it was NKU. Don't they have like specific clubs for like almost every game? Don't
I
they have a
think
Smash
They
club?
have an esports. Well, they have esports, which is like not all of it's competitive. I feel like.
It's like casual.
Yeah, some
So
of
I
casual,
literally I
some
thought there was a
competitive.
Super Smash Brothers club.
Yeah, I think they have a esports team that they do competitive, like
But they do have that club type stuff.
inter college competitions, and then they just have a Discord where you can just play with other people from NKU.
Right.
Like an intramural kind of thing, or is it just?
It's kind of combined, I guess. Just the way that digital gaming works, like it's kind of combined. But if you want to go further into it, you have to like go farther. I guess you just have to like join the main team and practice with them or something, or just be good. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, it's.
So is the Pokimane scholarship? Is it like a full ride? Is it like a set amount? Or...
Let's see here. So it says, according to a statement from UCI, Pokimane donated a whopping $50,000 to the initiative.
All right, so about a semester. And I like it.
It says the winning student will receive $2,500 annually beginning in 2022.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Honestly.
I mean,
for
any scholarship's good.
Ride.
No,
it's not like a full ride, but
she's still helping.
And that's in California, right?
And that's
so
like
it's kind of probably more expensive
stuff. Yeah.
Just
hold on, look up the.
But I will say that it's really nice that she does that, and you don't see that a lot from things. And I think that while like streamers do provide a source of content, it's still like there's people who just play games and they get like, I feel like a lot of them just get money for playing games, and I think that YouTube used to have more like creative and hard work, and Twitch has become like just like an easy kind of thing, not for everyone. But in some cases, so it's nice to see people do stuff like this to come give back.
I think streaming is just easier in general, because even with what we do, editing and everything takes up a lot of time.
But the thing is, those big people, they don't even they just.
Oh yeah, they pay people to edit for them, but it's easier to get a start on streaming because you can just set it up and stream, and nobody cares if you can catch things while you're going for the most part.
Yeah,
and for a lot of people.
Stream?
If people want to be solo, it's easier to do so on streaming.
Speaking of streaming, Knoxerator.
Yeah,
he got affiliate now. He can you can subscribe to him.
Shout out to Knoxerator.
Yeah, I subscribe to him.
Really?
Yeah.
What does subscribing do? I don't usually use Twitch.
No ads. If you had emotes, like subscription only emotes, then you get to use those in all streams.
Nice.
If he puts it into subscriber only mode, then you can talk. But people that are only followers can't unless they redeem those coins that Twitch is.
I don't like when people do that. I don't see that often though.
Yeah, but So, do you have anything else about Pokimane?
So that's the Pokimane scholarship, and so I think we're on to the next segment.
Welcome back, guys, and now we're gonna transition our next segment into your all's preference on Nintendo consoles and just stuff about Nintendo.
What about consoles in general?
Nope, just Nintendo today, brother.
Oh, okay, all right.
Nintendo. Yeah, just
Nintendo.
Nintendo. So what would we say out of all of us is the most popular vote for favorite
best
Nintendo
of all time
console?
Or best right now?
Best of all time. That has come to date.
Chris, you go.
Probably the GameCube or the N64 for my favorite, but N64. That's probably just because I was young when this came out.
Yeah, N64 just because that's what I grew up on playing.
Mine was GameCube because that's what I grew up playing on.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the most nostalgia.
I grew up on the N64.
Okay.
And I also grew up on the GameCube.
Yeah. So is that your favorite? Or
it would have, that and the, I hate to say it because it's so brand new, but the Switch is a really good console too.
I was going to say, I do like the Switch as a console, but I wonder if that's because I like the games that are coming out on it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say for the GameCube had Wind Waker, it had
Wind Waker,
Twilight Princess,
Super Mario Sunshine.
I really liked Super Mario Sunshine.
Well, it had some of those
Luigi's Mansion.
It had Luigi's Mansion, that was a good one.
Luigi's Mansion. It had a lot of really good games on it. The N64 did as well, but it was kind of
Super Mario 64.
It was
the earlier ones.
They have come out since then. You know how a lot of people would enjoy playing the older games for those older systems on newer consoles and on newer TVs and stuff without having the crappy display image. Well, there's a company that's come out. I completely forget the name of it, but it's basically an adapter that you're able to plug into the 64 to help increase the resolution of the actual console. And I thought that was a really good concept, but they're selling it for $150. So the average price of the console is less than $50 if you find it in a somewhat good condition. And then this adapter that you can plug in, which will, I guarantee you, eventually probably fry the system because it's a different type of adapter that you're because you're plugging the power cord and the video output cords into like this one box, and then plugging it into HDMI and into the power source that you're using. So it's like it's powering the whole thing through this small. No, it's called the Super 64. The Super 64, and it's basically what it's doing is it's just like really polishing out the polygons that are in most of the games and making them look. They're not perfect, I would say, for HDMI, but it definitely increases like how well they're able to look. Yeah, and how older consoles are able to look on newer TVs.
I was playing the 64 like 2 months ago, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it just looks too bad."
Yeah, it looks horrible essentially. But like, they're also releasing all these. I really want them to. Have you all seen that? Like the NES Classic and the Super, the miniature versions of the. They need to do that with the 64 and the GameCube. That would be very cool to do.
I feel like most GameCube games at least are emulated now. Like available on an emulator. Mm-hmm. So obviously it's not like a physical way to play the game, but I feel like I don't know how many people would prefer to buy something like that over just like
the console. Because you can essentially get the whole Nintendo library on an emulator for free.
I mean, half the old Nintendo library is on the Switch now, isn't it?
Well,
like the SNES
just that subscription that you have to pay.
See, the problem with that is like they're not even adding like games every month now. So like
because they have the majority of the titles.
They have the really popular ones, I'm sure.
But
nobody.
Only problem for me is that they don't have Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, or Donkey Kong Country for.
So are you saying they have mostly like the more popular
first party Nintendo?
Yeah, first party games.
Like yeah.
I mean, is it possible to find those games you listed on an emulator?
Yeah, you can find them on an emulator.
You can. I think the Donkey Kong and one of the other games you said is on either the NES or the SNES Mini.
Yeah,
I think
that's all they.
See, they're on the SNES Mini, but like they are. So I guess you will still buy those, but they're not gonna have it like this with the subscription.
Yeah.
So
I don't
so there's still a demand for like the consoles.
I don't really understand. Those consoles came out and they were bought, and then they were like sold out. And then Nintendo didn't want to push any more out.
Yeah.
Because it's like they sold them, and now the aftermarket prices for like the SNES is like $150, I think, average price, and then the regular NES is like $100. But then at the same time, they also have a lot of flaws because like it's a perfect style of emulation, but it's like I literally think that the SNES or the NES controller cord length is this table. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even exact. Like, it is literally the length of this table. So everybody has been buying the cable extensions that go onto that console so you can actually sit instead of in front of your gigantic TV. You can actually sit on your couch.
Then they make like a wireless adapter too, right?
Yeah, but that's not. Everybody says that has a great amount of delay or something like that.
But the problem with those, I think, is that like they don't emulate as good as like other emulators do. Like,
well, I mean, apparently they emulate like perfect. Like the control, like they've even updated the controllers on how tactile and
compared to like other emulation, Nintendo isn't as good as a like if you would like emulate on a PC, like it would get better, I think. But the problem with that is like it's illegal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, illegal. I don't think anyone's gonna like bust into your house and say like, "Hey, give me that software right now."
You're not gonna get swatted for it. Yeah. But yeah. Like I know Nintendo's been like cracking down like ROM sites and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things. Like with the older consoles, they didn't have as much like protection over the data that comes on a cartridge. So like most old games you can find because they just ripped the data off and said, "Here you go."
Yeah.
Like if you have something to emulate it, this is
There's even like adapters and everything for the other controllers now too. You can literally plug in a GameCube controller into a PC. No problem.
The emulation. Like community,
and they even fix it up to where it looks good on an actual emulator.
The only real problem I can see with like Nintendo coming out with like a 64 classic or anything else is that like it's not going to look as good at now because being blown up to like an HD screen, like the textures and stuff were designed for like a standard definition screen.
Yeah, typically like they were made for like a 480.
Yeah, 480p standard.
The old definition. Like pixel art games kind of aged better than early 3D
because it's just pixels.
I mean, you would just have to give Nintendo enough credit. And then they would just push that out for an HDMI. Like, you can't just say Nintendo is just like they're going to push it out, but they're going to put it out like crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're probably not going to.
They're going to definitely take it into consideration. Like, hey, HDMI is the only thing that exists now, so we got components like gone.
I mean, they'd have to remake the character models, wouldn't they? To be
either
less
the character models, or they would have to update how well see the basic of those games would be.
And I mean,
the polygon count.
Old games like that were like rough to get on a cartridge, so they're probably all like.
Well, I mean, it would literally just be as easy as getting an emulator for a 3D game and putting it on a website that you can download it off of.
But see, the problem is, if they like remake the models and stuff, people are gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, you don't have like the original game on it. You have like the remake, or they messed up the original, or whatever."
Well, they're gonna have to do that to sacrifice. It would just be cool if they nodded in that. Direction.
Let's be honest here. They would probably put out like, I don't know, a small number of them and then just not release them again like they've done with the other one.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't even matter what work they did to it, because
I just think it's cool that they're going back to the classic consoles. Like, Nintendo would make a lot more money than they are now if they just re-release some of their best titles on updated things.
I feel like that's all Nintendo does to a point, though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they're releasing like new games and like new consoles, but like, what if they all of a sudden like
they've released
the N64 2, and it was like everything that you wanted.
The N64 2,
the N128.
Yeah, the N128.
What do you mean by the N64 2? Like they just
it would be cool if they had an upgraded versions of the classic, or like the classic consoles. Like if they had an updated version of the GameCube or an updated version of the N64, where you could you have all your games there, but they
wasn't
just
that like the Wii?
Better. Yeah, it's yeah, but I mean, just having the actual console would be cool.
The Wii played GameCube games, didn't it? You could connect your GameCube controllers to it, and it would do everything a GameCube could do.
Well, see, the problem... Are we going to quit?
Is now a good stopping point? Yeah, okay. So we'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back at you.
Right, we'll be right back. Anyway, back to what we were saying. I was saying that I feel like the Wii was basically the GameCube, like an update of the GameCube. I
know, but like it would just be cool to have like... Well, they're already kind of doing that with all the controllers and stuff. Like the Switch has every controller now.
Yeah.
Like I think the Switch even has a Famicom controller.
And the Switch, and it has the SNES and the NES, right, with like emulated games.
They have a wireless Game Boy controller.
See, the only problem with...
Why am I saying Game Boy?
The only problem...
You really just... It's a Freudian slip. You really want to just talk about the Game Boy.
Yeah, actually. The only problem with Nintendo, though, is like they're only releasing...
Game Boy.
They're only releasing a certain amount of like titles, like retro titles on the Switch.
Well,
like they're not doing what they did with like the DS, not the DS, the 3DS or the Wii U, where they had the virtual console. Like they're just turning.
Was the virtual console like everything?
Yeah, like they released like.
I mean, they're also releasing like what he was talking about, like designated apps on the Switch that are just made for the classic.
But what I'm trying to emphasize is that like they're not having like all the games in it. And Nintendo isn't adding all the games on them.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like killing the mood, because the only way you can like play like the retro games in HD is basically spend like $150 on an adapter or illegally emulate it.
I mean,
I honestly don't
they
understand.
had a lot on the Wii U, right?
Well, yeah, but like I think it's closed down now, maybe, or something.
Probably. I know they remade like Wind Waker and something else, right?
Well, no, I'm talking like
Wind Waker HD on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like retro, like SNES and NES. Yeah, and 64.
Well, I mean, all of those, I'm sure, are able to be emulated.
No, my favorite video game console is sex.
I think that just gave me brain.
I think I just ruined the podcast.
We're wrapping up.
Next segment.
Time to go.
And that's the
Next
my
segment.
part.
Okay, so this is going to be a fun one. I decided our discussion question, since we're running out of time, is what are some insignificant things that just fill you with absolute rage? Personally, mine is trucks. People that just drive trucks and don't need them to haul things.
Oh, yeah.
Make me want to be angry.
Yeah, I get really, really mad because everybody who has a truck lives on like the smallest road possible. So I'm trying to drive on this tiny road that barely fits a car, and they're like, "Hey, I have like 5 tires on my truck right now. Let's get it."
Yeah, I don't like it because I'm just driving around like a fucking like.
Yeah, they have like double tires, and they're like they go this like. Why are you the size of the road? And then they won't go off the road because they have like a new truck, and it's like
Even though it's an off-road truck. It is an off-road truck, and they're like, I want to be on this road. They see my little tiny Ford Focus just trying to just survive, and they're like, I'm going to destroy it. Yeah. It will get out of my way, or it will be gone forever.
Literally.
And if they are coming at you the other way at night, they are at the perfect height to just blind you.
Oh, that's also true.
I just hate them. If you drive a truck and you don't need it for work, you are the scum of the earth. I'm telling you this right now. You are not cool. You are not country if you do it. You're actually just subhuman.
Yeah, one thing I can add to that is diesel people. Like, I mean, I'm not like
the ones who like get diesel.
You can already see in the comments. Cool. Diesel's the best type of vehicle transport.
I love.
And then they get mad at you for being in the way at the gas station. Yeah, it's like there's only one pump open.
I really love spending $80 to fill up my truck to drive 5 miles to the next gas station. I also really like a rolling coal. I just love just polluting the earth.
Yeah. I think my favorite thing is when I am driving and a truck will like steam past me on the other side of the road, and then they get stopped by the car that was 10 foot in front of me because, you know, why?
I like when I'm on the interstate and they just kind of like drift into my lane. I'm like, oh, this is how it ends.
No, but what's really infuriating is like they will like rev up their engine, make them as loud as make themselves like noticeable, loud as possible, and then just exhale like a whole coal mine out of their like stacks.
What is the point
and
of a diesel
truck? And then it goes
truck?
into your air system in your car.
What is the point of diesel trucks? Compensation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
like, it. That's like, it. You don't need them.
Semis like run on diesel. Don't
it's because they're hauling like tons of materials.
But that's what I'm saying.
You're telling me that this.
What's the point of like an F-150?
Dude, people literally just drive like a
there's
diesel.
There's a dude just drives a diesel truck. I just like it.
I'm pretty sure they just like the smell of it too. They'll be like, that smells good.
And then they just go onto their Snapchat and they're like, baby's thirsty today. $90. Congrats. Like they're like, I just want to throw money away. I'm like, cool.
All right, but my insignificant thing, dude, drive your tractor to school day.
I love that. No, I love that.
Drive your tractor to school day. What is that about?
No, I drove to this. I got into the school parking lot, like, what is going on here? Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I live on a road that has like a lot of farms and like just back in there, and then we'll just run into like people on tractors. It's like, what are you doing? It's like,
I will
I'm
say
a tractor.
Most people like driving a tractor, like usually.
Yeah, most of them are cool. They'll be like, just pass me, and then sometimes they're in the middle of the highway, and I'm like, why?
Well, sometimes
like, just a line.
It's just like drive your tractor to school day. It's like, hey, drive your like tractor that's so slow, and during the busiest time of like the morning.
Yeah,
like,
please bring your slow ass tractor.
Okay, while we're on the topic,
in the middle of rush hour.
While we're on the topic of vehicles, I hate when the police officer pulls out in front of me at school and lets the buses go by. You guys ever had that happen to you?
No.
What are you talking about?
Here's the thing. I have a story. You just made me. I got the rage. So I was pulled over on my road once, going 36 in a 35. He was hiding because he was waiting for a school bus because it ran him off the road, and he's like, I'm gonna pull him over. I'm going to pull that bus over when it's full of students. If they just want to go home, I'm going to pull it over and give them a piece of my mind. So he's waiting, and he saw me. He's coming down the hill going 36, and he's like, this man, I'm going to unleash my rage on him. So he pulled me over. He walked up to my car. He put his hand on the back to put his fingerprints on it in case I just, like, blasted him or something for pulling me over so, like, they could track me. And he, like, came up, and he's like, you know you're going 36? I was like, yeah, I did. I was pretty in control of my vehicle. And he's like, yeah, well, you got to be safe because, like, the bus almost ran me off the road, and it was going, like, around the same speed. I was like, well, I'm not a bus. I'm a Ford Focus. Like, my car is literally smaller than yours. And then he, like, searched around, like, my car, like, because I had an umbrella, and he's like, thinking it was a shotgun or something.
I feel like
an umbrella you got.
I feel like if it was a shotgun, he'd be fine with that.
Yeah, probably.
Because this is.
No, he'd probably been like, "Can you step out of the vehicle, please?" I'd be like, I mean, if he came up here,
he'd probably be like, "Dude, that's a cool shotgun."
Yeah. You want to see the pistol? Just put it to my head because, like, if he's pulling me over for going 1 over the speed limit, he's like, "Oh no, I loved it." The best part was when he was like, "Yeah, I could give you a ticket, but if I did, I'd probably be fired because it's just a waste of time." And I was like, "Yes, you are right."
Okay, but back to the police officer at school. Yeah, back to the future. So when you go out of school, the traffic's already bad because you have everybody getting off, not off work, but like. Okay, people are getting off work. They're coming back to town. And then you have people coming out of 2 spots from the parking lot trying to get into the road. Mm-hmm. Then you have this dude pulls out in front of all the traffic and just lets the bus goes by. Okay, I mean, I have to
again.
I have to
Just
go.
hit the bus.
I have to go home. I have to go to the library. I have to get ready for work in time. What do these kids got to do? They got to go home, play Minecraft, and then do homework. All right, I have a job and stuff. I need to get stuff done.
Dude,
Kids literally will go on the bus and wait at the school for like 20 minutes.
Dude, just pull the police officer over and say like,
just pull the police officer over.
I could give you a ticket.
Have you thought about just like leaving earlier?
Well, I kind of can't because I got a 7th period.
Just don't.
Just don't
leave.
Just don't.
What are they gonna do? Just be like,
dude, just slash all the tires on the buses, dude. That's actually the real solution.
You know how like the school
tires
buses
are like
will
that
stop.
big.
Like okay, people who ride a school bus, like that's and like okay, so me and you we took that bus through Falmouth, and people would get off the bus to go to work, and I was like,
oh yeah, at McDonald's.
yeah, they just stop on the highway.
They would just stop for I'm like,
yeah, and then when the bus goes to town, it stops at McDonald's. Blocks all the traffic in that intersection.
Like literally the bus. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the bus
there,
drivers where we live, I'm telling you right now, they are favored more than any driver that drives in this town.
Didn't one of them flip over an embankment with a bunch of special needs kids in it?
What?
Didn't one
I don't
flip?
remember that.
What?
I'm
probably
one
from our school district.
You know, by that church
year?
onto 17. You know 17?
Yeah.
There was like a spot, and a driver of a special needs bus crashed into it one time.
What year?
When I rode the bus, my bus driver ran into a barn.
Yeah, but
she reversed into it and it popped out half of the 2 or 3 windows on the side.
I think Kaylee told me about that.
Yeah, that's pretty whack.
But go on, I think I know where you're going.
I got pulled over in front of the school one time because it was a very confusing situation. I was going no, I'm serious. This
He
is
had
very
no
confusing.
idea what was happening.
Okay,
Just
so
fast.
you understand when a bus is picking up a student, its lights will flash on yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, if you take I know I was
We
going to
gotta put it here.
Okay, if there is a bus
We'll put an infographic on
that when the car I was coming up next to the bus on the bus's left, all right?
We're gonna have to
And when I was coming up on the bus's left, it was I got to the very center of the bus, the very
you were
center.
inside the
and
bus.
then I stopped because I thought the bus was wanting to either turn. I got no, I didn't get next to it. I got maybe a fourth to it because the buses in our school for our school district always want to use both lanes to turn into the wider because I guess they have to have a
that's
wide
what they're
turn or
supposed
something.
to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that they're wanting to turn. Well, I'm 1/4 next to this bus. And when I was next to this bus, I decided to get out of the way because I was assuming it was wanting to turn. But apparently it was picking up a student, and I had no awareness that it was picking up a student because I was on the left side of the bus. The side that does not have
Doesn't it have a stop sign that goes...
Yes, but that's on the right side of the bus. That's next to the right side of the bus that has the right... Yes.
I was
it's on the left. It's on the left.
Yeah, it's on the left.
No, because I was on this side of the bus. If I'm facing this direction, this is the left side of the bus. This side of the bus.
What?
It's on the left.
The bus
was to your right.
It was facing you.
I
The bus
promise
was to your
you,
right.
it's on your left.
Yeah, because the door's to the right.
Yes, the bus was on my right.
The
Was
stop
it
sign
was
is
it in
on
the was
left.
it going the
door's
same
to the
direction or
right.
was it
I
going
was in the
opposite
left
direction?
lane, the bus was in the right lane if you look at it like this. If you face like this, I'm on the left side of the bus.
Was the bus going this way?
Are you
The
saying
bus
you
was going this way.
So you were going that
We're
way
in a
too.
car together, it's going
Was
this
it-
way.
And you were going that
Yes.
way. Okay.
So what you're saying is
I basically essentially what I'm trying to say is
dude, sorry.
when we
Just
go-
keep going.
Yes.
Anyway, Andre, you were on the left side of the bus.
I was on the left side of the bus, and when I was on the left side of the bus, I assumed that the bus was wanting to turn into the lane that it was wanting to turn into to
So
pull
did you
into the
pull
front.
behind it or in front of
No,
it?
I was like, okay, this is me. This is the bus. Me and the bus are going about the exact same speed. Once we get to the same speed, I stop about right here. So I cannot see the back of this bus. So what I did
so you couldn't see the stop
is
sign.
I assumed no, the stop sign was on the
The stop sign's on the left
The
of the
stop
bus.
sign's on the left of the
Okay,
bus.
the stop sign is on the right of the bus
it's
to
not.
my right. To my right.
To your right? No, that's not the right of the
Okay,
bus.
okay, well I'm talking about I didn't clarify what side of the road I was on. I was on a double lane road in front of our high school.
Yes.
And I was on the I was in the left lane and the bus was in the right lane.
Yes.
So the right side of the bus is where the stop sign
No,
is.
it's not.
It's on the left.
False. Why would
on
the
the
stop
left.
sign come out of the right? Who are they telling on the right side to stop? It has to be on the left.
Literally,
or it
if you
doesn't make
take
any
it-
sense.
Okay, which side is the right or the left?
What does that mean?
Which side is the left and the right?
Bruh.
What do you
The directions that we've all agreed upon. This is the left.
The left.
That is left.
The left.
That is left.
Okay. Well, then I'm telling you right now, that stop sign did not pop out when it was making up.
Sometimes
It has to. That's the whole point.
Sometimes.
Well, I
Today,
assumed I was
we're gonna
turning.
talk about
Essentially, what I'm saying is, I was
our
trying
favorite
to turn
Nintendo
into
consoles
a.
and innovations in television
I thought it was
technology.
wanting to turn it into
Join
high
us
school.
as we talk about all
When it
these
was,
things
but
and more.
I guess it was picking up a student, so I decided to get out of its way because I assumed that it was turning into the high school. And when I passed it, the cop pulled me over.
All right. An additum to your story. So there is a special needs student that lives across the street from the high school.
Oh, yeah.
That got hit the other day because somebody went on the left side of the bus.
Stop.
Because
We are not putting that into the podcast. There's no way.
Somebody was going on the left side of the bus and they hit because it's probably the same person. It's probably the same person.
It's the same freaking bus. No. Okay.
We are not putting it in the podcast. Oh my god. That would be so freaking awful if that shows up in it. You're like,
Wait, so the kid was just like just trying to get on the bus. They're like,
Because it's the same.
is the kid
spot.
okay?
It's the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
fine.
fine.
It's the same. It's the same place.
back to school. He just skipped down the hallway.
It's the same. It's the same place.
How
Andre's
fast were they
talking
going?
about.
Did they just hit him? Like, oh, I got hit.
Well, they did what Andre was doing, and they went on the left side of the bus, and they just
No, it
hit
was the
him.
right side. It was the
Oh
right
yeah,
side.
they went on the right side. They went on the right. Okay, I was.
What are they like
wasn't
seeking
Andre.
out? No,
Dude.
this bus it just causes a bunch of problems.
but
Because
I got
it's
pulled
the
over
same
because
bus.
I wasn't
Because
aware of what it was.
Sometimes.
the bus will literally stop right at the house, and then it just
Is it
turns
the-
left across
What
four
I don't
lanes of
think,
traffic.
what I don't think,
Oh.
even though that's
I know who that is.
Yeah.
The only-
Wait, say that again?
110%. We cannot. This kid.
Hold on.
This has to be cut
Why?
Hold on.
No.
because we all die laughing at a special needs student getting hit by a bus.
Welcome back. Andre doesn't know how to follow traffic laws, but that's okay. He hasn't hit anybody yet.
He may
Someone
not
else
follow
did?
traffic laws, but you can follow us. If you want to stay up to date, you can subscribe to us on.
Subscribe to us on
Follow
Twitter,
us
on
on-
YouTube. Hit the
follow us.
bell. Make sure
Follow
you
the
get
Reddit.
notified for all of
Website's
our-
still in the works. It's getting
Yeah.
close to being done.
Close
Well,
to being done.
It's pretty close,
Close
to being done.
As close as it was like a month ago.
Yeah, you're right. Brand new. We have a Spotify. We got our 3rd episode on Spotify.
Oh,
So
really?
this
I
one-
didn't even know that.
No one
So
told
thi-
me.
this one should go up on Spotify, and we got it on SoundCloud if you are so inclined to see it on SoundCloud. And that's, I think, the biggest updates
but-
on social media. We have a Reddit subreddit. Probably should go there sometime. We got
All this will be linked in the description.
some good discussions. We need to post there more. Cullen doesn't post there very often. He's like the master of social media.
Oh,
But
yeah.
so I think that's the end of this episode.
Yeah,
so I
so-
think that's the FizCast signing off.
Yeah. Make sure to leave a like, and until next time.
Make sure to keep it fizzing, my boys.
Yeah, stay fizzy.
Stay fizzing.